Okay, welcome to the Candy Shop Show. This is Candy, broadcasting not from the Ozarks, but from New York City. I'm in Manhattan, and I have a returning guest speaker who's right beside me that I'll be introducing in a few minutes, but we're going to have a very good show here July 13th. 2016. Okay, we've got some interesting things going on, but there has been a lot of things going on with the Galactics and with politics and the stock market and these terrible incidents like in Dallas, and we just need a powerful affirmation of the law of one as we invite the Galactics to come and share with us this evening through our speaker. And I'd like to ask Sunny from California to affirm the law of one for us this evening. So if my listeners, both present and later on YouTube, would just relax and focus on the highest light. Sunny, can you share with us?
Certainly, Candy. We sure do need a lot of prayers these days because there's so much turbulence going on in the world with all the shootings and everything, and there's so much emotion being stirred up. So I will I'll invoke the law of one and invite in all the guides and the galactics and all the beings that can help bring harmony and balance to these situations and these energies as they are arising. So we are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask that only that which is of the highest good happen here and now and throughout all time and space. I give thanks that this be done, and so be it. So it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Sunny.
Well,
I'm gonna open up the candy jar treats and share a little bit more of my travel log as I've been doing lately on the shows. This has been. I left home on July 4th, and here it is the 13th. To review a little bit about last Wednesday, I visited Congress and the Senate, and I said some special law of one and prayers to strengthen the highest light, remove any negative energies that we could. And I was a little startled how strong I was, had a pushback. I was attacked psychically. I was under a great deal of pain. And I asked the Raw tribe especially and other galactics to come in and help me. And the healing occurred in 15, 20 minutes. And so that is fine. I used to be attacked a great deal in some of my spiritual work and rituals. But it was pretty strong there in Washington, D.C., and as I said on the Monday night show, I did a ritual at the Freedom Tower in New York City, and the attack was extremely severe, and I was doing all I could to ask the Raw tribe to help me and get some protection, as well as to clear out the negative entities and situations going on still there at the Freedom Tower, and nothing could happen. I was in a great deal of pain. It was going on over 40 minutes. And for those of you who listened Monday night, you heard what Cynthia said. She said that because I kept praying and I kept asking for help, that I asked for so many galactics to come, and I needed to have many, many, many galactics because I was trying to help New York City in a huge way. And so after calling in lots of galactics for help, my pain dissipated and I was just fine. Now, that was a few days ago, and now today, July 13th, I went to the United Nations. And as some of my longtime listeners remember, we did a lot of healing work at a distance of the United Nations, and we found some ghosts that had been killed in the construction of the UN building, and we found an awful lot of negativity there, and we got it cleared out in many ways. But I felt like there needed to be some more clearing, and I worked on that today, and I did a very, very powerful ritual just outside the doors, and then I paid for the tour, and I recommend anybody to take the tour of the UN building. They were very warm, and it was very interesting, and I got to go into the Security Council room and do my ritual, and the General Assembly room, and many places there at the UN, and I had used the law of one in a very powerful way, more than I did in Washington, D.C., and I was able to do all my rituals, and hallelujah, there was no psychic attack. There was no pushback pain that I experienced on the physical plane. So that was just really a wonderful afternoon I had today in New York City. Let's see. Other news. I want to encourage people to listen to the Benjamin Fulford report for July 11th. It's really important, and I encourage everyone to listen to it in the next 24 hours. So the Republican convention is scheduled to start on Monday, the 18th. Representative Paul Ryan is supposed to give a 10-minute speech. I think that will be very interesting. Of course, some have predicted that there might be something that would interfere with the start of the convention. But we'll ask our speaker tonight what his galactics are telling him about what might be coming up with the Republican convention in Cleveland, Ohio on Monday, and then the Democratic convention shortly thereafterwards in Philadelphia. It's exciting times, folks. I encourage you to stay tuned to the news and send your prayers for help in all situations. All right. Anybody else that would like to make a comment about current events or what I've just said?
Candy, that was just awesome what you did. I'm just so happy to hear about the prayers at the UN and all those other places. And so I just wanted to, like Cynthia said the other day, that was just such a wonderful thing that you did there. So appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Sonny. I'll be going to Philadelphia in a few days, and I'll do some special ritual work there as well. We've got to have things cleaned up on our planet.
No, we sure do. But you aren't going to be there. Are you going to be there for the convention, the Democratic convention?
It's interesting that I'm going to be in, but I will just be there for one day in Philly.
Yeah, that would be pretty overwhelming. Being around at that time. All right.
Well, I'll put the lid back on the candy jar treats. Folks, remember to meditate and look for occasions to laugh and smile and be happy and joyous, because we know the Galactics use that joyous energy for their good work. Well, now it's time to introduce my guest speaker, Boris Gonzales. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. And, yes, Boris Gonzales, StarSeed. And you'll find Boris on my Facebook friends list. I'm sure he'd be happy to have you folks friend him as well on Facebook. And so just like our gentleman from Toronto, Mark Sorensen, who was with us last week and will be returning next week, the Galactics led him to the Candy Shop Show to share what he'd been learning, and this is what kind of happened with Boris. He got a start on our show, and I think he's been doing some other interviews. So who else have you been working with that my audience might have heard of or been interviewed by?
Ray Casalandes.
Yes, Ray's great.
Yes, and some other Spanish people that do radio shows and TV shows, UFO shows. Also, they have Spanish in them, so.
Well, that's great to hear that the Spanish are getting interested in the ETs too, and are interviewing you. Do they have quite a few ET experiencers that are being interviewed on their shows? Or
yes,
new?
that shit is big. The one that called the name is Tercer Milenio, and they've been doing that for a long time. There's a man named Jaime Maussan. A lot of people know him, so he's doing Spanish shows talking about UFO for a long time, like 20 to 30 years, something like that.
Yes, because there's been a lot of sightings in South America and Central America, even more than North America, I think.
Especially in Mexico, because he's from Mexico.
Great. Well, I'm glad that you're adding to what he's been sharing.
Yeah, there's another guy named Edwin Garcia, and he does the show, The Sky Watcher. So they interview me too.
Right. Well, is there something more about the movement? We're all praying for Ray Gonzles because of his illness and him having to pause his meetings in St. Louis that I have attended. But is there anything else that you'd like to talk about, the overview of getting the message out?
The only thing they told me so far is to be focused since last year, to be focusing Hillary Clinton, because they tell me at the end of June or in July they're gonna go after her, because eventually she's gonna get arrested. She's gonna get indicted.
Right. And we've all studied about some of the many reasons that she should be indicted, and just the review of the horrible things that she did while Bill was president would be enough alone to put the woman in jail. Well, speaking about women, some of us are kind of excited that we've got some female energy in London today with the Home Secretary moving up to Prime Minister.
Yes, I saw that.
So she's got her hands full to change things out. Do the Galactics, and I know that you do some channeling, and I can expect some channeling of the Galactics messages tonight on our show. Do the Galactics have something to say about the EU and the changes in London?
It's not exactly a channel. It's like they always talk to you. They always connected with you, and when you need help, if you ask any question, most of the time you get an answer from them because everything's already inside of you. Everything that you see outside is already inside of you. And when you need help, you just ask and you get the message. They keep talking to you when you need it to. It's not there's no separation. Only humans see separation when in reality everything is inside of you. And you just gotta trust yourself and talk with your inner self, which is that when you connect with your inner self, is that when you enjoy that I am, and you see yourself and you see yourself as the creation. So whatever you ask, you're gonna receive and they're gonna give it to you. You just gotta pay attention to the inner voice, because that's what is meditation. Meditation is talking with your inner self, and we do that every day and every time.
Absolutely. There's one branch of the Buddhists who they want to block all messages. They want nothing when they're meditating. And to me, the meditation is when we hear the inner voice, and that's what we've got to do. We've been talking about the Anastasia movement a lot, and she just begged her readers to try to meditate for 9 minutes a day and to listen for 9 minutes a day. And I certainly do that now. I sometimes I used to meditate a lot or a short amount, but at least I'm working on the 9 minutes a day at least. It's not more. And listening, and it's wonderful. Of course, being widowed and having my husband on the other side, I just feel like I get messages from him as well as Galactic.
Yeah, they tell me that meditation with no action is nothing. So when we meditate, instead we will be sitting down like for 4 hours because we want the earth to get better. We spend those 4 hours like cleaning rivers or planting trees. We do meditation with action. That's what we need. By sitting down, stuff that ain't gonna happen. And they told me that. So not a lot of people accept it because sometimes a lot of people like to go and meditate by sitting down and stuff like that. But we need to take action to create that environment that we want to. So.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like planting my garden is an extension of my meditation. Exactly.
So because you put meditation with action, it's not the same thing that say I'm gonna open the door thinking, because that's a meditation. You're talking with your inner self before you open the door. But if you go ahead and do the action, so that meditation is gonna come to fruition. But if you're just thinking about to open that door, you don't open that door, you don't do nothing. So meditation with no action is nothing. And we need not just sitting. That's what you see that in a lot of religions. There's poor people now, they're showing that a lot. There's a lot of kids and a lot of people sitting down for 8 hours meditating. For the 8 hours, instead they've been planting trees, cleaning the street, cleaning the river, helping the sea to clean the sea. And instead they've been doing that in those 8 hours. They're not doing nothing by sitting down.
Excellent. Yes, I know the Buddhists in particular will have you sit for an hour and blank your mind. What a waste. I mean, it's better than sitting in front of a crazy movie or TV show, but yes, it's better to have action. Like today, my inner voice told me to do my ritual outside the door of the UN before I went in, and to find a way of how I could do action while I was inside. And so every time the guide asked for questions, I would ask a question that would teach. So I was teaching the other 18 people in the tour guide, plus I was teaching the tour guide himself. And I would ask questions, and during his next break, he would go and he would Google and try to find the answers. So I put a lot of things in his mind to expand, and maybe he'll help all the tour guides have more accuracy, and there'll be a ripple effect there. And what I did was my action in meditation. If you went today, for example,
it is all right that if you go to a place to a park or an empty place by yourself because you want to reconnect yourself with your inner self, it's all right to do that because you want to hear the message more clear. And depend where you are, especially if you're in the park, you can hear even nature talking to you. It is a right thing. But when it comes for you to trying to change the environment you are around it because you don't like what you see, so you need to take action. By sitting down and not taking no action, we're not doing nothing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Boris, what are some other things that you'd like to share from your meditations and communications from the Galactic?
They tell me that, and they tell me just to be more part of the stuff that you want to see and you want to experience, so be part of it. And they told me that we need to understand unconditional love. We need to embrace everything that we hate and become one with it so we can master it. So when we master it, so everything will look easier, not so difficult, and do the stuff that we enjoy, because when we do the stuff that we enjoy, our vibration is high. So when they try to reach you by going down on vibration to connect with us, we're going high on vibration to connect with them. So try to keep our vibration, everything that keeps us happy, and we always got to be happy. Doesn't matter what is around you, because by being happy, your vibrations go high, and you can get guidance by other entities in high dimension, so you can get a better tips of what to do in this reality. So those are kind of stuff they told me when I asked questions.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you are our youngest guest speaker, and you're just doing a great job, Boris, here at the age of 40. And your friend, Rosa, would you like to say hello? Hello, everyone. Rosa is driving us. She's driven us over here to Upper Manhattan in a beautiful garden. How often do you come to this park? Every week, 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. And have you seen some of these spaceships? Yes, we do. Over here, we look almost every time we're here, we see the spaceships. And what do they look like from your physical eye? It's like when you see to the sky in the nighttime, like the light of the star. That's how we identify they are, because they're moving. Yes. That's how I see them over my farm. Sometimes, sometimes they're. One time I saw a big cigar shaped, and I could see the portholes, the round portholes, and a head in each porthole of the spaceship. But that one was really close. But the ones that are real high up, yes, they look like the light of a star. So great. Well, thank you, Rosa, for supporting Boris in his efforts.
I really enjoyed that.
Good. Well, it's been 17 years since I've been to New York City, and it's wonderful getting around the city with smartphones, and almost everyone seems to have a smartphone. I tend to want to ask people for directions and help, but everybody's been very nice, although sometimes they'll say, well, let's see what the smartphone says. But even tonight when there was a little foul up, I was on the subway, the power went off. And so it got very, very hot inside the train depot, and the trains were very late, about 45 minutes late, and the many people for free were piling up on the train station. But it just seems like throughout my trip to New York City this time that there's so many more people who smile, and so helpful. And like one gentleman this morning, I asked him for directions, and he says, well, why don't I just walk you there, and may I help carry your luggage while we walk? And I thought that was so excellent. And the people in the subway, I could see that they were all trying to remain calm and pleasant, and they were still smiling at me and giving me a word of encouragement. They could see I had my UN visitor's pass on my blouse, and that I was a newcomer to finding train number 5 going to the Bronx tonight. Well, Boris, talk about your work about seeing and videotaping the spaceships and putting them on Facebook.
When I first started to do this, to have contact with the crafts and stuff like that, they told me that I was supposed to do 3 stages, and we're still doing the first one because we're gonna start to do the second one after the planet get clean, meaning after the mass arrest. So they told me that I'm gonna be taking pictures and videos, and I'm gonna be showing to the people. And to make it easier for me, they show over my job, and they show right in front of the building in front of the building where I work at. So because they know I'm working, so when I'm not doing nothing and I'm sitting outside, especially when it's summertime or springtime, they show just right on top of the building that is in front of my job. So they want me to record them so people can see it. They know it's a real thing. So after we move from the first stage to the second one.
Okay. I want to pause there because it's just so special that I've been able to come to New York now, here in June, before the mass arrest gets in full swing, and you have actually taken me to your place of work, and I've actually seen where you videotape these things, these videos that I've seen on my Facebook so much. It's just excellent. Do you want to tell people how to directly find you on Facebook?
Or they can go on my page on Facebook, which is Boris Gonzales. Supposed to be Boris Gonzales StarSeed, but because they hacked my account and they gave it back again, so it's Boris Gonzales right now, and I'm gonna change it back to Boris Gonzales StarSeed. And they can go to the page where they can see the craft and the photo, which is contactees. So they can look it up on Facebook, and they can see the craft on different photos. And every time when I take picture or video of the craft, they can see it because I'm always going to be posting it there.
Excellent. And so there was 3 stages that they told you. And now these mass arrests, are they mostly supposed to happen in 2016? It's
happening right now because this is like a chess game. We're going after the queen. After you take the queen in a chess game, you take half of the power of the other person that is playing against you. So the queen right now is Hillary. So as soon as we take Hillary, everybody's now, all the eyes in the whole planet is watching the election, and they're watching Hillary. So that's why everybody's going to see that as soon as we get her and she be indicted and stuff like that, now is it going to be a green light to people know that anybody who's been doing bad stuff, they're about to get arrested right there.
Absolutely. And I was having dinner in a little Spanish cafe today in Harlem, and they had the television news on in Spanish channel. So I got to see that special one. I don't mess around with cable or satellite at home, so I don't see that normally. But certainly they had pictures of Hillary, there, as well as pictures of the new woman in London. I know there's been a lot of arrests, and there's been issues about Brazil and the bankers being arrested. And are there some examples of some of the people that have been arrested that you particularly have noticed?
I'm not good with names, but there's a lot of bankers and a lot of people getting arrested every day. But the thing is, they don't show that. They always try to cover the news with something. They always do a false flag so to cover the news. So right now, you can hardly see something about Hillary. The only channel you can watch stuff about Hillary is channel Fox News, which is they're the one who providing this news. But all the channels, what they're doing, they're only talking about the 4 cops that got killed in Dallas, and that's how they're covering all the news. So it's something big happening.
Yes, a lot of times when something big is happening, they'll have a camouflage event.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember them that happening in Clinton, and lots of times something did happen to distract them from.
Yeah, so that's why you see that now. She was trying to when they was covering that they had the Attorney General. They was having interview yesterday. They was trying to cover with the news that Barry Sanders was joining Hillary Clinton, because they always try to create like a big news so they cover all the stuff. But there's no way she's gonna get free out of this one.
Absolutely. And I know that we're waiting to hear who Hillary and Donald Trump might appoint as their vice presidential candidate. But there might be some chaos going on. That might not get that far. I don't know.
Without a person that you can go run against with, maybe they're gonna suspend the election, or they're gonna postpone it, because before September, when she gonna supposedly to get arrested.
Okay.
Or indicted.
You're another one of our guest speakers that are implying that the elections could be canceled or postponed. Do you have any more information that the Galactics have shared about that?
The only thing that we keep saying all the time is of focusing Hillary. That's why I tell everybody, because a lot of stuff is going to come out from her. There's a lot of stuff, like dirty stuff, they're going to come out about her and other people around her. So that's why we need to concentrate and focus on her, because they're going to start to mention names that they are involved with her. So that's why they tell me just to be focusing on Hillary.
Names of her victims or name of her co-conspirators?
Co-conspirators, yeah.
Right, okay. Yes, I mean, one email I saw listed 150 of her crimes.
And her victims too.
Right, yeah, like Paula Jones.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So tell us more about the second stage and then the third stage. Okay,
the second stage, they're gonna come lower, like 15 to 20 feet, so I can take picture of the craft and I can put it on my wall so people can see it. But that's gonna be me by myself, me and Rosa. So we're gonna be taking picture of the craft. So the third stage is gonna be me with them. In the middle of the second stage, there's gonna come some entities, because they want me to take pictures so people can see how they look like. And in the third one, they're gonna be doing the same thing. I'm gonna go into the craft, but I'm gonna be showing the whole thing, because every stage has different steps, and it could last like a year or 2 years each stage. So we just gotta wait and see. But right now, we just gotta focus on after we have the mass arrest and everything is clean, because it's not safe for me or anybody to take picture or video of the other craft continually until the bad guy is still free. So we need to arrest them, so it's gonna be safe for the StarSeed and everybody who's doing this stuff by recording and taking pictures. It's not safe for them if the bad guys continue in power. We need to take them Then after we take things, so we do the second stage. It don't gonna be me. There's a lot of people that are gonna start to wake up, and there's a lot of people that didn't know about ET. They're gonna find out that there's ET because they're gonna see with their own eye, because they're gonna keep showing in public places in a safe distance. And there's gonna be more people like me coming during the end of this year and stuff like that. 2017 is gonna be a great year, because if the mass arrest happened on the 16th, 2017 is gonna be the year that everybody's gonna be talking about ET.
Wow. Yes, my other speakers have said that 2017, and so the crafts will come within 15 feet, and you'll be able to take some pictures of you and the craft, and then later on you'll be inside the craft, and this is the disclosure, step by step. The disclosure will be happening.
That's how disclosure is gonna be, and because everybody's gonna see it and nobody's gonna stop it. So, and the plan is supposed to be free by 2017. So they're gonna talk about ET in a regular basis on TV and the news. They started to do it already, but it's gonna say more and more, because almost everybody's gonna start. It's happening right now. Everybody's seeing it around the world. That's why, because if everybody see it, why they're gonna cover up? Because now everybody's seeing it. So that's how they're gonna be forced to say it. Meaning that when I mean they, I mean the news and the media. They're gonna be forced to say it, because everybody's gonna be posting photos and videos on like places like Facebook. So everybody's gonna say, "Oh, look what I saw last night," because this is how it started. This is the year of the business discovery, or how we interact and we talk to different ETs. And people that didn't know nothing about it, they are the ones who are recording too and posting stuff. Look what I saw last night. And now they ask people like me, and they say, "What is it?" And we say, "It's UFO." Now they're getting into it. So this is going to be a great year, and 2017 is going to be a great year, and so on.
Absolutely. And we talk on our shows, Boris, about visualizing the future and the details of the paradise that we hope to live in, and not be too concerned about how we're going to get there, but just know that we are going to get there.
I want to say something. When people say, "Oh, we're going to get there," just to let you know, we already exist in 4D. You're in the process to get there. We're already in 4D.
Yes, we're already in fourth dimension, and we're going into fifth. Some of us are going into fifth. What
I mean is that even though 4D is in the future, you already exist in the future, because you are multidimensional. So you're already there. What you're doing, you're moving what you call a 3D body. You're moving your 3D body towards 4D. But you already exist in 4D. You already have, in each dimension, you have one of them. So that's why I try to tell people saying, "Oh, if I'm going to move to 4D, or my family is going to move with me for 4D, they're already there. You already exist in 4D. So you're connecting. What happens is you're going through this process of knowledge and understanding to connect yourself to that part that you want to be in 4D. But you already exist in 4D, because you are multidimensional.
Yes, we are multiple dimensions. There's all these parallel universes, parallel Earths and us, and so would you describe it as what is happening in the near future is a merging of the very parallel universes?
What happens is that human brain needs to adapt to all the stuff they're going to start to see in the future. So because the 3D brain needs to adapt, so that's why we're going through this process of understanding, and we're getting this knowledge, because without knowledge and understanding, we can be and you can connect yourself with 4D. But the thing is let me make it easy. The person of you of tomorrow is already there on tomorrow. So, but you are moving to that space and time when you connect yourself. Then you say, I'm already in the tomorrow. So you already have somebody in 4D. You already have somebody in 5D. And so when you make your frequency go high, you can connect with yourself in 4D, and you can connect with yourself in 5D. When you go to sleep, what you do because you open your consciousness and your vibration is high, you connect with any dimension you want to connect. It's only your body is 3D. Your mind is not 3D. Your mind is everything. This is all dimension. So when you go to sleep, you open your mind so you have access to all this dimension. That's why some people can take camera to 5 or 4D dimension, because you can take nothing that is 3D to a 4D. You need to use some devices, or if you go like to 4D, you need to use some kind of clothes so that you change your vibration to 4D. But the easiest way that you always been doing is through dream. That's why all the contact talk to the high dimension of being through the dream. Because when you open your consciousness, now you become in all energy, so you can have access to all dimensions. But you already exist in all dimensions. So we already made this. That's why we're so sure. Because those people that you say, DT, they're coming from the future, they already saw our future. And that's why we're having this communication with them. And that's how they know that we want to pass through this situation, because we already experienced it in the future. So everything lives simultaneously. So that's why I say, because you're living simultaneously, that's why I say you already, the essence of you is already in 4D. But you need to get there to feel what is 4D look like, don't feel like.
You describe it quite well. That's just excellent, Boris. Thank you for that. I'd like to ask my audience to be thinking about questions that you might want to ask Boris, and you can do a *6 to come in if you'd like to ask him a question or make a comment or have any clarification about what he shared here about our simultaneous lives in the various dimensions. Even Rosa can ask him a question. So, have you anything more to share about the third stage of disclosure?
Oh, the third stage is like we're gonna be like taking picture of the crab. I'm just gonna be allowed to certain area because they don't wanna be showing the whole thing. But eventually they will do that. So, and a lot of people starting September is gonna be traveling with the ETs. So there's gonna be more people bringing more information, because a lot of people, they're gonna be like ambassadors. They're gonna travel to all the dimension or the other planet and bring information to plant it here, so that we can transform the planet. So all these little young babies, they already had that information, but they're gonna develop it later on. So that's why they're here for.
Yes, I have a beautiful little granddaughter, Layla, 1 year old, and I can just, she is really a special starseed, and you can see that in the children and in my 9-year-old grandson as well. Folks, did you hear what Boris said? A lot of us are going to be going on the spaceships in September 2016 and get to have experiences to come back, to be ambassadors. I mean, and you know the number one candidates for being an ambassador are the fans of the Candy Shop Show here on the Diamond Network. So, boy, diamonds keep shining throughout all the dimensions. It's just great. It's great. Well, what other kinds of things would you like to share tonight, Boris?
This, I want people to imagine this in their mind. and this is how I want people to see this. Even though if you're bad or good, we are in the same river and we go into the same currents. Doesn't matter if you're good or bad. So we all working together, even though we don't see it that way. And good example of that, thanks to the bad guy, we have technology, and through that technology we're using against them. So remember, they created communication to use it for their own purpose, and now we use communication to spread the information. So even though they try to do something bad, they're not doing it, because we all working on to the same goal, and we're in the area of Aquarius, and that's why this feel the energy of abundance and the energy of information. We're going through the same energy, bad and good. We're working together, even though people they don't see it that way. Embrace your fears and embrace what you hate, because then you understand it. And when you understand it, then you can power it, and then you will understand what is real unconditional love.
Folks, consider what he's been saying. Just take a moment of silence to think on that. Okay, folks, has a question to any of you come to mind? To star 6 and come in and ask Boris.
Hi, can you hear me? It's Carmen.
Is this Carla back?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. What's your question? Hello? Let's see. Carla, did you want to ask something? Hello? Okay, we'll just do a star 6 if you'd like to ask something. But I know Carla has been looking forward to being an ambassador.
Yeah. Hello? Hi,
Yes.
Carmen.
Oh, Carmen.
Okay. Yes. Boris,
Yes.
I was wondering if the negative ETs that are like harming people, if they will also be leaving.
You know, what they was doing was they were before the right now there's a lot of reptilian right now that they're hosting on human bodies because they didn't like the way they used to be before. So there's a lot of reptilian passing to the good side. But they're not gonna move anybody that has a density vibration, meaning like a low vibration. They don't gonna move on to 4D. Only the people that they raising their vibration. So they're gonna connect because we are multidimensional and we live simultaneously. But when we make our vibration to go higher, so we can have access to those frequencies, what we people call dimensions. So if they keep thinking in a negative way, and the negative way is using in 3D planet or 3D universe, so they're going to stop in the 3D because they're not changing their frequency. The frequency is still dense. So to move on, you need to make your frequency go higher. So through love and understanding, and and when I say love, I mean unconditional love. I mean embrace and understand that everybody is helping you to this process, even though you think they bad. Because before we used to be bad, and now we can say we are good. So because we live past lifetime, and we used to do a lot of bad things. It's like some people say that when they say, "Oh, white people used to be bad with me," when they say black, and I say, "Do you know there's a lot of white people that used to have slaves, now they are black." So now it's because they want to end that. They want you to end that hatred and that's why you become and be the other person, so you can understand and live through it, so you know how people are suffering when you touch them.
Okay. I don't think I heard what your answer at the very beginning. Did you address about, like, I was asking about the apparently there's like ETs that are not friendly and they do harm to people. Is that going to go away as well?
In reality, because that's why people programming you by watching TV and creating all the bad stuff. Nobody in the universe can hurt you if you empower yourself and you understand that nothing in the universe can hurt you. What these people do, they create programs and they create fear in you, so you create your own demons. Nothing in the universe can hurt you. So that's why I don't ever feel those energy try to bother me. Everything is experience. So you understand, you can grow and see things the different way. So you got to go through this process. Anything that happens to you is not because it's bad. It's because you choose it and you want to learn from it. So nobody in the universe can hurt you. So that's why they don't hurt me, because I don't believe they have that power. Because remember, you are the whole universe.
Yeah.
Excellent. And now he did talk about the reptilians as well.
He did. I thought I heard that. My understanding is that as, like, we're vulnerable as we're changing from one dimension to the other, and we've experienced this. And so I just, like, the advice I've been given is to learn how to protect myself during that time, especially as I'm evolving.
By doing the stuff that you love to do, they will stay away from you. Anything that, because when you're in high vibration, anything that is low vibration stay away from you. So just do the stuff that you like to do, and remember this: bad people create heroes. So we need them to be the hero we want to be.
That's beautiful, Boris. That's beautiful. And
Thank you.
Carmen, yes, and Carmen, my prayers for protection were strengthened beautifully once I did forgiveness rituals. And sometimes people say, well, how can I forgive? Well, as Christopher Stephen Jacobs has taught us, just say the words. Just say the words. I forgive that situation, that person. I forgive myself for accepting the hurt, and then just go to a place of joy, like Boris was saying. And so, and how do we know that we need to do some forgiveness work? It's because when we feel a grudge, if we feel that we have a grudge about a situation or a past memory or something, that means, hey, we got to do some more forgiveness work, and then just feel the joy and the lightness as we increase our vibration, because we've done that important spiritual work.
Okay,
and I'll tell you, I have had lots more success in having protection because of my forgiveness work in the last year.
Yeah. I've been very ill, so it's been so hard for me to be in joy. It's just been going on for years, and so, you know, I'm not trying to come up with excuses. It's just it's just the way my life is, and I'm trying to learn here.
Well,
and, yeah.
you know, just walk in a flower garden, just the joy of the beauty of the flowers.
I go out where I can. I can't go far, but I do. I go out into nature and as much as possible.
Absolutely, and light some incense in your home. Just pause and appreciate the beautiful fragrance of the incense.
Yeah,
well, that was a great question, Carmen. Does anyone else have a question for Boris this evening? The question, comment. Let's thank Carmen for stepping in. Well, we've been on almost an hour, and I did promise it would be a little bit shorter tonight as I continue my epic road trip of 2016. Boris, what else would you like to share before we go?
Basically, is empower yourself and understand that you are the projector, and everything is already inside of you. Everything that you see outside of you is already came from inside. So remember, you are the creation. You are fractal of it. So empower yourself.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. And your words today, Boris, reminded me of when I was at the UN of the artwork, the Golden Globe, a globe within a globe, and that was beautiful that the Italians gave America and gave the UN. And there was another globe in front of the Twin Towers that had gotten damaged in 2011, and then they have moved it to a park elsewhere in New York. I passed it when I went to get on the Staten Island ferry, and I got to go out to the waters and get closer to the Statue of Liberty, and so that was interesting to see the two golden brass spheres, and the seer was in the seer. It's very interesting artwork. If anyone wants to look that up on the internet, that's in front of the UN building. Well, thank you so much, Boris. Will you be able to come back and share some more someday?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're most welcome. And it's just so great that I was able to meet Boris in person and give him a hello today. And so be thinking positively of Candy on the Candy Shop Show as I continue my epic journey. And have a great week, folks. And July 15th is coming up in just 2 days, and there's been lots of prophecies about it. Send positive energy, and let's have an amazing July 15th. Thank you all.
Thank you, Candy and Boris. Have a great rest of your trip. Yeah.
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.